Gorilla versus tiger. Who wins? Let's find out. In one corner, we have the strongest and largest ape on Earth with high intelligence, the gorilla, and its opponent, the largest and strongest cat on Earth, which is very dangerous, the tiger. Who will win a fight between these two powerful kings of the jungle? Well, what I mean by that is in like the gorilla is the king of the Congo jungle and the tiger is the king of the jungles of Asia. Oh no, actually the forest of Asia. The tiger is the king of the forest of Asia. So without further ado, let's start the analysis. Also, before we start the analysis, let's assume both males are enraged and in their prime. So yeah, both are healthy average males. And in fact, we're actually going to be using the largest species on average of each creature. Well, for the gorilla, we're going to be using an eastern lowland gorilla, and for a tiger, we're going to be using a Bengal tiger. So, who will win in a fight? An average male eastern lowland gorilla or an average male Bengal tiger? Let's find out. Size and physique. Well, we're gonna start off with the gorilla, specifically the eastern lowland gorilla, which is the largest subspecies of gorilla on Earth. Well, specifically, an average eastern lowland gorilla is around 309 to 453 pounds in weight, 4.5 to 6 feet in height, and also they're capable of pulling down banana trees. Also, their striking force is around 2,000 pounds with its arms, and are actually around 4 times stronger than an average human being. Well, their durability is good for a primate, but not good when they're going against like big cats or grizzly bears. No, well, what am I just saying? Well, the durability is not really like that strong when fighting predators. Because here's the thing, gorillas have weak skin like human beings, but they have thick muscles and they have a bulky build, but they have really like thin skin, which could lead to blood loss. Also, despite being very large and fat, they're actually very fast. They can run up to 25 miles per hour, and but they are actually surprisingly agile for their size. They can climb trees. Well, not well about their bite force. People think it's around 1300 psi, but that is a myth. A gorilla cannot even bite that hard. That is probably something that like a jaguar could do. But why not no, why not 1300 psi? Because that is just unlikely. Because the gorillas bites are not meant to bite through bone. They're meant to bite through vegetation. So yeah, basically, Creature Challenge pointed out in an article that a gorilla's bite force is likely around 700 psi. So credits to Creature Challenge for giving us that. Now on to the tiger, specifically the Bengal tiger. Well, an average male Bengal tiger is around 440 to 518 pounds, has a length of 8.9 to 10 feet, and a height of 3 to 3.6 feet. Their strength is very, very, very well. Well, what I'm trying to say is their strength is very, very underrated. They're capable of bringing down large prey like gaur and water buffalo. They can strike a force of up to 10,000 pounds. No, not up to 10,000 pounds. They can strike a force of 10,000 pounds with a single paw, and they can drag carcasses of large prey. There's usually reports of Bengal tigers dragging nilgai, water buffalo, and Indian gaur carcasses. And do not forget, they're also very durable. They have strong muscles and a lot of thick fur on them, which makes them actually very durable for a cat. While not on lion or grizzly bear durability level, they are still pretty durable. Well, they're actually very fast due to the fact they can run up to 35 to 40 miles per hour and can leap very well. Well, they're actually very agile. So here's the thing, yeah. It's not about top speed, it's about combat speed. Tigers are actually very fast in combat. Well, they have a bite force of around 1050 psi, which is very strong. They have the second strongest bite force of any big cat on Earth. The big cat with the strongest bite force is the jaguar. Now on to the weapons and intelligence. Yeah, I know they have like both of them have good size and good physique, but here's the thing. It's not only about like their builds and their size. It's also about what weapons they bring and how resourceful they will be in the fight. We're gonna start off with their weapons. Well, the gorilla actually has like two powerful arms and a decently strong bite. Well, they have a strong bite for a primate, but it's not like predator level. Well, their bite is only meant to crush vegetation, like I said. While the tiger has sharp claws, powerful front limbs, and a powerful bite with deadly canines. Yes, tigers have canines. Tigers, specifically the Bengal tiger, has canines that are 3 to 4 inches long. I swear, tigers are literally very lethal when it comes to weaponry. And do not forget, they're strong, fast, durable, and also, like I mentioned, have lethal weaponry. Now onto their intelligence. Well, it's pretty obvious it's the gorilla considering that primates have higher intelligence compared to big cats. Due to the fact they have impressive problem solving skills and a better communication. Yes, primates have the ability to learn sign language. And also there's this one individual there's this one gorilla in a zoo called Coco. She was able to do sign language. Gorillas can actually learn sign language. And they're actually very curious. Yes, tigers are also intelligent. I agree, but here's the thing. Their intelligence is mostly for hunting. And even though the gorilla is smarter overall compared to the tiger, when it comes to combat, the tiger is much smarter. Considering that the gorilla is not really that much of a combat strategist compared to the tiger. So yeah, overall, the gorilla is smarter in general, while the tiger is smarter in combat. Now on to the analysis breakdown. The tiger is overall stronger, more durable, more agile and fast, and has more lethal weaponry, while the gorilla is smarter. And plus, gorillas have like better stamina. But here's the thing: when they like get like cuts and wounds, their stamina will decrease. Well, most people. Well, anyway, it's time to decide the verdict. Well, I think the tiger would win with low to mid difficulty. Because here's the thing, they have sharp claws and it's overall stronger than the gorilla. Do not forget, it's also more durable. Yes, I know the gorilla has more stamina, but here's the thing. Wounds actually make the wounds actually reduce stamina. And yes, gorillas are very vulnerable to cuts and slashes. And do not forget bites. Let's just see how the fight is gonna play out. I mean, the gorilla would try to grab the tiger, but here's the thing. The tiger would just try to box. Would just like slash the gorilla's face with its paws. And imagine a paw striking force of 10,000 pounds hitting the gorilla's face. And do not forget, tiger has a deadly bite, but tigers will only bite the neck or head. But usually the tiger would just like inflict massive wounds on the gorilla, which would reduce the gorilla's stamina. In fact, after the gorilla suffering from fatigue, the tiger will finish it off with one bite. So yeah, that is why the tiger wins. Well, before we start calling me a tiger fan, I just want to say primates are actually my favorite animals on earth. Well, I like big cats too, but like primates are my favorite animals considering their high intelligence and problem solving ability. Well, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Well, adios.